everyone, Zeddy here again with another showdown in the Badlands card review, our last one for the day, as 4 more cards have been revealed. A lot of tribal stuff going on, and yes, a lot more mana cheat. Are they good? We'll go over them. If you want to win these cards, you want to cheat some mana, we have a giveaway going on for 2 standard bundles, 1 mega bundle. To enter that giveaway, like and comment to the video description below. Please subscribe to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until BlizzCon goes live, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So Hearthstone top decks revealed just now, 4 more cards, and we're going to start off with the Bounty Board, a 3 mana 0/5 card. Well, that's something. No attack. It's not even a totem. It almost feels like it should be a totem, but it has an ability on it, or passive ability, your Excavate, Quick Draw, Tradable, and Legendary cards cost 1 less. So as long as this is on the board, they cost less. So your 1 mana Master Spell for Priest is 0 mana, and a 1 mana Quick Draw card is 0 mana, right? Like any of these 1 mana cards, you can just play for 0. Legendaries, probably not super efficient. I have no idea what you're doing with this card. It feels like it's either complete and utter garbage, because it doesn't have attack, it's just a bunch of health, or it sets up some degenerate combo where you like play this and copy it, and then you have -2 mana on a bunch of stuff and do a bunch of gross stuff. The more quick draw cards we see and excavate cards we see, I guess we'll get a better idea of it. But as it stands, it's a minion that, you know, it doesn't really do a lot on the board. It dies. It's not like a battle cry. This is for the rest of the game or anything. This needs to be on the board and survive for this effect to go off. But I always get scared when I see cards like this, because there's always the possibility of something outrageous with it. But I'm sure in Wild probably there's some like infinite damage OTK with a tradable and legendary that someone will post like an hour after, or more like 15 minutes after this video goes live. But as it stands, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in Wild. But it does scare me to know that this type of basically mass mana cheat, -4 mana across 4 cards, could just lead to something really gross. I mean, we did see that 4 mana or 3 mana legendary that adds a quick draw card to your hand. Maybe play bounty board, that legendary, and just go off. Who knows, right? Like, there is possibilities for it. But as it stands, I'll give it 2 out of 5 in both formats, but it does terrify me. I get terrified when I see mana cheat, okay? We've seen it break the game enough, and well, let's keep taking a look here. This isn't mana cheat. This is just an arena minion, probably, unless you really want to excavate a lot. It is a 5 mana 6/4 mech, so mech synergies are possible with Rush, which is crazy that just base stat line 5 mana 6/4 Rush. I guess that makes sense. Like the premium stats typically for 5-drop are 5/6, but we do have Worgen Greaser and Wild as a 4 mana 6/5. Anyways, you battle cry, you excavate a treasure. So you can, you know, ramp that strategy up, get that common, that rare, that epic, that legendary if you're playing one of the 5 evil classes. Seems a bit slow, obviously, for a standard game. Like, the only reason you're playing this is because it can excavate. And are you going to want to run a card like this to excavate? Probably not. But maybe excavate is that crazy that you just want all the excavate cards possible. So you throw this in there. And maybe you're playing in a mech-based deck somehow, and you can discount this or buff it in some way, magneticize onto it. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard Wild. Feel like it's a credible arena card. I feel like, you know, the game is so crazy right now, so efficient, and, you know, value isn't as, you know, what it used to be, but the excavation treasures are so good, and we just know those legendary payoffs are going to be nuts. The Deathlite one's really good, and we haven't seen the others, although I might have had a peek at a Warlock one that seems really good, but regardless, can't talk about it, and still, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and Wild. Next, we have the Cattle Rustler, a 5 mana 3/4. A 5 mana 3/4? What year is this? Oh wait, there's text on the card. Let's attempt to read it correctly. Battle cry, draw a beast. It costs 3 less. and that's permanent. Like, it's not this turn. So I already tweeted out before I record this video, Hunter Stonk's gone up. Hydralodon, you could tutor out and it becomes 4 mana. It's like the old harpoon gun. You could cheat out a King Crush. I just see this as a Hunter card, right? King Crush, all those type of big beasts. I feel like it might be pretty good there. You could play it in Priest if you really want to tutor out your Colossal, right? That's a beast as well. There's tutor implications. Maybe there's a combo with a certain beast. You could cheat out a 1 amalgam band, although you got to run a bunch of probably other beasts to make that work. But still, there's possibilities for it. It's very similar to that mech we saw, that 5 mana 4/4 mech. You draw a mech, it costs 2 less. That has seen almost no realistic play. And that itself is a mech and better stats. This cheats 1 more mana, hits something, but I feel like drawing a beast could be a lot more impactful than a mech. I feel like it probably doesn't see play. It's probably not good enough. I am specifically looking at Hunter when I look at this card, and obviously Hydralodon cards like that. I'll give it, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I just feel like it's too slow for those decks. It's a 5 mana 3/4. The effect is insane. Drawing a beast, getting it 3 less, that's great. But the 5 mana payoff, the 5 mana price you have to pay with that 3/4 probably is a bit too much. But I don't know, maybe Hunter can utilize it, but I'm not entirely sold. And lastly, and most importantly, we have this adorable Murloc. It's Howdy Finn. Sorry, I just love the art. It's Howdy Finn, a 2 mana 2/3 Murloc. How can you not love the goofy, stupid art stuff in Hearthstone? I see people complain it's gotten like dumb, or there's not enough violence and blood. I'm like, this is Hearthstone. It's a silly card game, and the Howdy Finn is perfect for it. I love him. 2 mana 2/3 Murloc. Whenever your hand has less than 3 cards in it, get a random Murloc. So I'm assuming this just fills your hand. Like, I guess you play this and I'm not exactly sure how this mechanic will work. It's a really interesting one. I haven't found dev clarification, but I'm pretty sure you just fill your hand with Murlocs until you have 3 cards. So it's like you can just dump your hand and keep playing Murlocs until you have 3 cards. It's a weird one, right? But it's just kind of like a Murloc aggro-ish style card. I have no idea what this would see play in Standard at all. I feel like every deck just has a lot of cards in it, and like a Murloc deck typically will just kind of dump its hand out. Maybe I always think of Shaman with Murlocs, and it's been a while since like Murloc Paladin was a thing. I don't see it in Standard so much. I think I give it a 2 in Standard, but when I'm looking at Wild, people love that Murloc quest, and they just buffed it, and you just kind of want to complete your quest. Howdy Finn can just kind of let you do that, where you just spam it and get it out, and then get more Murlocs. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's not a super competitive deck or anything, but I think that's where it could see a bit of play. But overall, it's a really cool card. It's a really adorable art, and I'm assuming, yeah, it just fills your hand with random Murlocs. And even if that's the best case scenario, I just don't see it working in today's game. I think older Hearthstone, this probably sees significant play, but so many decks just never run out of cards. You don't want to have less than 3 cards in it just to get some random Murlocs. I don't see it. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in both formats, but I do think he is an absolutely adorable card. So that's it for the reveals today. There'll be 2 more different reveals throughout the day tomorrow. I think one's at like 7 a.m. Pacific, one's at noon. We'll have videos for both, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.